A lot of reaction to the NBA suspensions. Right now, CNN Presents starts.
Steel Foundry, I thought, offered me someplace where I could work for 30 years, retire as a young man.
Timken says it's phasing out all 3 Canton area bearings plants.
The next generation that might have worked in our bearing facilities has got to prepare themselves for other work.
I broke steel with a sledgehammer, so what am I going to be, a lumberjack?
$1,100 a month to keep insurance. Can you imagine that?
And they're not going to portray us as being downtrodden.
I want to make sure that the citizens know that I believe, then they're going to believe. You've got to give them hope.
We have to go out fighting. We're not going to give up.
It has taken a while to get to us, but you know what? It's here, and we're facing it, and it's real.
It was once a symbol of American life, the engine that powered the economy. But the company town is quickly becoming a thing of the past. Welcome again to CNN Presents. I'm Aaron Brown. When manufacturing was king, they sprung up throughout the heartland of the country. Boom towns dominated by local plants, companies that held the promise of good, reliable jobs, a secure future, a ticket to the American dream. But today, the company town, by and large, has become a casualty of an economy that's changed, that's now firmly service-oriented. For those workers trying to make the transition, it is a struggle for survival. And it is a struggle that producers Dave Timko and Emily Probst witnessed up close in Stark County, Ohio, where new realities are forcing changes on an old and established way of life.
Great citizens of the city of Canton, we welcome you to a wonderful, glorious night underneath the monument of our 25th president, William McKinley. Maestro, let the celebration begin.
A sense of loss, a sense of anxiety now about an uncertain future.
I come here thinking I'd be here. It'd be the last job I ever worked.
They are the new poor, people who in their whole lives never imagined they would line up at a food bank.
Somebody's got to change what's happening to us people here.
Most of the reductions will come from the headquarters in North Canton. Manufacturing and some R&D will remain there, but the headquarters function will be consolidated.
These are people who played by the rules, who did everything they were supposed to do, and who find that it's all been ripped out of their hands. More and more families are seeing the American dream slip out of their reach. They see jobs they can't count on. They see health insurance they can't afford. They see an old age in which there's going to be nothing left for them. I think America's middle class is scared. And I think they have a lot of reason to be scared.
Even with all the emotions of losing your job and not knowing what's going to happen, you still have to have fun.
We got burgers done, we got some dogs done.
Did you see the deviled eggs? They're red, white, and blue. I'm Candy Rose, and we are having a picnic here at our house for the 4th of July. I have worked with Hoovers, and I was let go on June 8th, so I've lost my job with them. I've been there almost 32 years. It was like a total shock. And then you feel betrayed, like, why me? And you're angry, and I cried for about 2 or 3 days. They've all lost their jobs too. And I have a sister that worked there, and she lost her job the week after I did. I have numerous cousins and uncles that have all worked there.
It was a family deal. You know, it was not uncommon to have, you know, brothers and sisters and relatives working throughout there. My name's Jeff. I'm married to Candy. This is the house we live in out here outside of Massillon, Ohio. We've put a lot of work into this since we moved here about 7 years ago. We've torn off all the siding and put on new siding. And
since my husband was let go from the steel mill 5 years ago, we've been under my benefits. All right, thanks. That was the All Care insurance. $1,100 a month. Can you imagine that? Golly. I've been diabetic for 32 years. These two items is what cost $567 for a 3-month supply. That's with insurance. I try to take care of myself. I do all my doctor visits. I do the blood sugar testing. This is my baby. Being that we both have the new bikes, it's something that you think, can you afford to keep it? Hopefully, if I sell my other bike, I want to use that money to pay this one off. If it would come to my medicine, I would sell my bike.
so, you know, we got our little chunk of land here, and, you know, we'll make do with what we got. And, you know, I would just like to enjoy my new garage for a while. You know, if I can do that, if I can enjoy my garage, because I just got that thing built. And then after that, I don't care. You know, if we have to move, we'll move. You know, if we have to uproot and go someplace and do something, we'll do that. I'd miss it.
They made a deal, and they lived with the deal for 10 years, for 20 years, for 30 years, and now the deal's over.
It's like you finally get your life headed the direction you think you're going to be so you can retire, and you're trying to get things set in order, and now it's like you have no job and no income, no benefits. It's scary. It's very scary.
CNN Presents is brought to you by CDW, the right technology right away, and by the Hartford Mutual Funds, for people who are always thinking ahead.
At CDW, we ship over 100,000 IT products to customers every day. So how can we do it even faster? One word: wormholes. I think it could really change things. It could take our shipping system to a whole new level. Now I just need to figure out the whole space-time continuum thing.
For the top brand IT products you need shipped out fast, count on CDW for the right technology right away.
Tuition taken care of here or here? Mutual funds from the Hartford, for people who are always thinking ahead. Ask your advisor.
From Philips comes the only flat TV with built-in ambient light technology, which changes color with whatever you're watching, so you are completely surrounded by the experience. A new Philips flat TV with Ambilight.
G35 with the most powerful V6 in its class and a sport-tuned suspension. The feeling stays with you. The G35 from Infiniti.
CNN Tonight, Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton.
I do provide a lot of popularity, as you know. People are constantly speculating about me and my life.
Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton on her past, present, and future. Only on Larry King Live, CNN Tonight, 9 Eastern.
Wolf, what do you got?
In Iraq, the government taking steps to bring in a new...
I read it already.
What about the Department of Homeland Security?
Got the email.
FDA? Europeans are...
No.
Earthquakes?
Blitzer. Paul, help me out.
Well, there are reports of botulism at the local deli.
Thank you, Paula. That was helpful. You better come back with some news.
We now return to CNN Presents Company Town.
Friction is when things rub against each other. My name's W.R. Timken Jr., but I'm better known as Tim. This is a single-row tapered bearing. An anti-friction bearing enables every wheel and shaft to turn with a minimum of friction. He's the founder of our family in America. My family came from Europe and moved to Canton, Ohio in 1901 and started up the Timken Company as we know it today. I became the chairman in 1975. You look at manufacturing throughout the country, it's remarkable that one facility has been manufacturing for 105 years.
After considering many locations, the family chose Canton, Ohio.
In the beginning of any company, there's one plant in one location, and therefore that becomes that company's town.
The site is still the company's headquarters today.
We operate in some 47 facilities all over the world, so you ask yourself, well, where is the Timken Company's town? This is where we started. This is where our headquarters are, and we've had a commitment to this area for the last 105 years. And in the process, we've provided jobs to generation after generation.
And this is a family and a company that have done tremendous things for Stark County. We're proud of the business economy that we've had here, and when you step into the hall, you're going to see some of the big names in our county. Hoover, Timken. They've employed thousands of people, and they've contributed thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I don't know where Canton would be without the Timken history.
By and large, throughout much of the 20th century, company towns were good towns to live in. They were places where the schools were good, where there were high home ownership rates, and where almost everybody had a job. The whole nature of a company town is that it was built around a fundamental contract between the employer and the employees. Company towns today are no longer flourishing. It's a bygone way of life.
Timken says it's phasing out all 3 Canton area bearings plants.
Kind of makes me disappointed in the Timken family. This is where they made all their money, and now they're doing this.
It is another case where the cost of employing a person got to be prohibitive in the competitive markets of today. The company cannot and never has had a relationship with the next generation. We take care of the people that are working for the Timken Company and we take care of our retirees. But the next generation in Stark County that might have worked in our bearing facilities has got to prepare themselves for other work. They should be staying in school longer and learning new talents. The people right here in Stark County do know and realize that they're part of a modern, evolving, changing world.
In the city park across the street from the Hoover Company is a statue of the original Mr. Hoover. His name was Boss, and he was not just a successful man in his business, but successful in his community. People liked him. He was compassionate and generous. Tradition and loyalty and interactive. They sit in it You turn it on, and the suction of the Hoover cleaner actually pulls the chair up with the person in it. This is a community that knows Hoover and likes Hoover, and, you know, what's not great about Hoover?
And we've had to make some very tough calls here. But you do it to save the overall company and the overall jobs. You just pull it right out of the box. And that's it. That's the only assembly necessary. My name is Tom Briatico, president of the Hoover Company. Hoover is a division of Maytag Corporation. In this day and age, as a corporation, you have to address your fixed cost to be competitive.
It's time to step back and, you know, take a deep breath and say, okay, it's time to move on to something else.
Julie and 500 other Hoover salaried employees are losing jobs.
We had duplicate functions within our corporation, so the main goal there was to eliminate duplication. Maytag is very committed to this community and all the communities where we have plants and manufacturing. If Maytag weren't that interested, we would have just shut North Canton and moved our jobs to Asia. But right now, it's all about cost competition. I think any time you go through a salary layoff, that's a tough thing. You know, there's no such thing as entitlement anymore. I think that's when we're only time will heal.
The families in these company towns were once solidly middle class. They were the people who could count on good jobs, good benefits, good schools, good homes. They had it all, from the first day they went to work until the day they died. And what's happening is they're now losing it all.
Graduated from Hoover High School. My mom and dad both retired from the Hoover Company. My name is Randy Santangelo, and I got 34 years in at the Hoover Company. I got to raise my family in North Canton and got a house because of that and all that. I mean, you know, I'm very grateful, you know, to the Hoover Company. They're selling the industrial park. They used to manufacture all kinds of cleaners for the last 25 years, and they basically, all the jobs went south. Our lodge is up for sale. We're losing tax money to the schools. This is the Hoover Park, and the Hoover Company donated it recently to Walsh College, which is right across the street.
Ready?
The Hoover Company employees could still rent it out anytime they want.
It's sad that they could take an institution like the Hoover Company, started in 1908, is worldwide known. In European countries, they don't say vacuum the carpet. They say Hoover the carpet. That's how well that name is known.
We have to go out fighting. We're not going to give up because we're all here to make this place stay in this community. It's been good to us, right?
Right. Yeah. I raised 2 kids on it.
I raised 2 myself.
And not everybody can make a living and support families working at Walmart or Burger King or McDonald's. We need the manufacturing jobs that we used to have.
And I would tell people across America, too, if you think it can't happen to you, you're wrong. It can. We've been here a long time, and we've watched other communities disintegrate around us. And it has taken a while to get to us. But you know what? It's here, and we're facing it, and it's real. And it's going to come to their town.
To tell you how bad it is, we've had some letters to the editor talk about how they're going to take down like the top 30 feet of the smokestack and take the HO off. Instead of saying Hoover, it's going to say over. And, you know, that's sad when you read that.
Whether it's long or short, pointy or scruffy, extraordinarily endowed or almost non-existent, Pedigree's delicious-smelling new recipes will make your dog's nose and the rest of him very happy.
They say he's a newsman on a mission. He gives both sides a fair shot. These days, who can you trust? Lou Dobbs Tonight, CNN, Monday night, 6 Eastern.
This family, I'm so full of bacon. My body's meant for shaking. Malcolm in the Middle.
Once again, I have to be embarrassed for both of us.
Yep. 5 days in a row.
Weeknights at 7:30 on Fox 8. Now that school is back in session, we'd like to remind you that Fox 8 is your official school closing station. If classes are canceled because of weather or for any other reason, we'll let you know. Fox 8 is your official school closing station, and that's something we don't take lightly.
You might think this is a Colorado blue spruce from Lighthouse with an elegantly tapered profile and over 2,000 built-in crystal clear lights. But actually, it's your new holiday tradition. Wow. From 4 to 14 feet, Lighthouse carries the area's largest selection of pre-lit permanent trees. Trees you'll be proud to own year after year. And since Lighthouse also has a remarkable collection of ornaments and trimmings, one visit is all it takes to make Christmas come alive.
Lighthouse, this is the life.
Newsnight with Aaron Brown, America's 10 p.m. newscast, CNN Monday.
We now return to CNN Presents Company Town.
Let's practice sportsmanship tonight. I don't want any problems, please.
My name's Jeff Ring. I'm going to try to win some money tonight in this little jackpot tournament. I'm about to go gamble. I don't have a job. I'm a displaced steel worker.
Boat number 1. Go. Boat number 2.
We just try to be the first one to the best spot and catch 5 good fish and come back in and win the money. Simple as that. Why would I spend my last $16? I might win 200. The steel foundry, I thought, offered me someplace where I could work for 30 years, retire as a young man. I would have been, what, 49? So I thought that was a pretty good deal. We're 2 fish behind already. We were just going to work the whole time and then we'd be done. Full pension. 1 fish behind. And after threatening to close for 25 years, they really did close, and I had no job. And no skills, really. I mean, I broke steel with a sledgehammer, so what am I going to be, a lumberjack? And it was piecework, so the more steel you broke, the more money you made, and I was into that. It was zero brain work, but it was really gratifying to get in there and physically beat the crap out of something and get more money for it. That's it. That's the place. I walked in there about 300 times a year for 24 years. Smells like money. There really wasn't a whole lot of motivation to go back to the foundry. There would be absolutely no job security. All the guys that said they'd never walk in there again went back down there and got jobs, except for me. And that was another big choice for me, was whether to just go back, get the steady paycheck again, or better myself with real skill. I mean, the skill where I could go any place in the United States or anywhere really and get a job. That's my old sledgehammer. See, nobody even fixed it. It's got a broken handle on it. It was very gratifying to be good at something and be known to be good at something. I still love it. I wanted to do it.
Best rougher we ever had, right
there. There's a box. There. It was nice to walk down and see the shop again, but yeah, I wouldn't go back there for anything. There's no way. This is officially now the wrong side of the tracks. Maddox. Hi, what you doing? Hi. That's Maddox. He's 9.5 months old. 17 years, he'll be down there trying to pick that hammer up off the floor. It'll still be there. Huh.
We got married at the Chapel of Love. I got married young. I'm Krista. I'm Jeff's wife.
Okay. That was funny to watch.
Okay. Mother of Katie, Cassidy, and Maddox. When he lost his job, everything changed, you know. We just had to live day to day, it seemed like.
So we spent our whole savings. We had to go bankrupt. We lost all of our vehicles except for my little truck. We almost lost the house. I did get partial pension. It's almost $900 a month. And that's basically what we've been living on for the last 2 years. I went over to the Department of Job and Family Services and applied for food stamps. I never knew what it was like to be on the other side of the system. I always paid for the system. It's embarrassing to be poor.
Jeffrey Ring?
They back paid us until the 1st of August, so we'll have $1,015 worth of food. You don't have to eat macaroni and cheese next week. And we're tired of tuna. We have like this much tuna.
Bring in Miller.
We put $32 in, we won 70.
6.75. Good for $70. Third place. Good job.
I'm geared towards getting us out of this tiny house that we're in so we can raise the kids correctly. At least get that much of the American dream. I was down at the steel today.
You were?
Yeah, I went inside. I wanted to break stuff. They didn't let me.
The American dream. Not to have to struggle anymore. Just to have a good job. Yeah. I think that's about it.
You guys lost me. Hey, I don't want you to see any sour grapes. I miss it. My best revenge is success.
Is your financial company giving you the security you need? We're in. Hey, join the evolution. Okay, we're out. Because it's your future.
I know you deceived me, now here's a surprise. I know that you have, 'cause there's magic in my eyes. I can see for miles and miles. I can see for miles and
Silver Star, high-performance headlights from Sylvania. See the world in a new light.
Your family tree just got a whole lot bigger. Now that Cingular has joined forces with AT&T Wireless to bring you the largest calling community in America. Talk to any Cingular or AT&T Wireless customer for free. Hey, what's going on? All 46 million of them. Add a member of your family tree to ours for just $9.99 a line. The new Cingular, raising the bar.
Katie was sure of her cholesterol plan. She took medication, she ate right and ran. Yet it wasn't enough to get bad cholesterol low. What's this? I'm still here in the land of no. Switch to Crestor, her doctor said. You're not to blame. All cholesterol drugs simply aren't the same. When Crestor performed in a head-to-head test, its lowering effect was clearly the best. Crestor's proven effective. That's well understood. Would you like to try it? Why, yes. Yes, I would.
Ask your doctor about Crestor. Crestor is not for everyone, including people with liver disease and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Simple blood tests are needed to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor about other medications you are taking, or if you experience muscle pain or weakness, as they may be a sign of serious side effects.
Since Katie switched to Crestor, her cholesterol's much less. With Crestor and diet, it's the land of success. Get your free trial today and you just might declare, I'm a Crestor success. Now you're getting somewhere.
Thanksgiving night, a 360 special, an unprecedented hurricane season.
This storm is coming, and it is coming on fast.
Anderson Cooper returns to Hurricane Alley. Hurricanes 2004, a 360 special, Thanksgiving 7 Eastern.
We now return to CNN Presents Company Town.
Good morning, Stark County!
We got a notice about a week ago that the president was going to make his visit. I'm Janet Weir-Creighton, the mayor of the great city of Canton, Ohio. Buckeyes for Bush. We're not really surprised because we know how important Stark County is.
We are going to decide who the next president of the United States will be. Outsource Bush! Outsource Bush!
Give me one more.
Ohio Legacy Bank started 3 years ago from nothing.
I'm going to talk about the economic growth in Canton and Stark County. Maybe I should add that one line.
Our economy has been devastated in Stark County.
They're not going to portray us of being downtrodden, that things are wrong here. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is where it's right. Front page, just like I like it.
You ain't seen nothing yet, because you're about ready to hear the best.
Let's welcome the Honorable Janet Weir-Creighton.
What a great day for Stark County, so let's wrap it up! Allow me to share just a few quick examples of the right things that are happening here in Canton. How about Ohio Legacy Bank? 3 years ago, nothing. Public traded company, $175 million in assets. And we think there's a recession? I don't think so. All right, you know I'm an old cheerleader, so I gotta start it off. Give me a B. Give me a U. Give me an S. Give me an H. What do you got? Louder. A cheerleader leads the crowd. I'm a cheerleader for the city and for the county, and really for the state of Ohio. I have the greatest view from the 8th floor office. As you can see, the entire Canton landscape. I was born and raised in Canton. My dad worked for the Timken Company for 38 years. I was also a cheerleader. That's probably the banner that I still carry today. I want to make sure that the citizens know that I believe, then they're going to believe. You've got to give them hope.
The economy is strong and it's getting stronger. It lags in places like eastern Ohio. I know that.
You know, we're really in a lot of ways not any different than any other city in the United States. Everybody has their ups and downs.
The true heart and soul of America is found right here in Canton, Ohio.
America is watching as we celebrate our slice of national pride, the Pro Football Hall of Fame enshrinement. If someone were to visit Canton during Hall of Fame week, you can start out with a balloon classic, where 65 balloons fly across our skies. You can also go to the ribs burn-off, which you have every variety of ribs there. Now I got to get the sauce out from underneath my fingernails. We have a style show. We have 4,000 women go in their top garb, and they're just having a great old time. Teach me the way. I just do it. Great day, kids! Hoover Company Grand Parade, which will go down Cleveland Avenue. People are not as apt to change in this county as they are in more progressive urban areas. One thing Cantonians always do, we always refer to things that were. We're looking at the Kresge block. I don't know that there's any place in America that will ever experience or witness the manufacturing boom that was here years ago. You know, we still don't make widgets all the same way. There's a new way, there's a better way with technology. So we need to make sure that we keep up with the times and that we're willing to change with them. And I know that that's hard for some people to accept, because the guy that has worked on the factory floor might see his job disappear, which then leads to a retraining for a future job. And that's what's going to have to happen here in Canton, not just here, but in every community across the United States.
You have good days and bad days, and this week's been kind of a downer. I'm a 50-year-old, and I don't know what I want to do with the rest of my life. You're just lost. You know, before you just get up every morning, you drive to work, you do your 8 or 10 hours. Get them ribs in! I'd like a hog sandwich. Okay. You knew what you had to do every day. And then when you don't have a job, it's like, what am I going to do today?
How
my goodness, Kenny, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Are you
So
still
are
got
you?
a job or no?
No. The night of the rib burn-off, I ran into Alan Cochran. This is my hubby, Jeff.
You used to work with her at Hoover's.
He was also diabetic. He's been on the insulin pump. He's a pump buddy.
Okay.
In the back of my mind, he was probably one of the main people that I worried about. But the night that I ran into him, I found out that his wife had just gotten a job right before he lost his, and she had insurance. So I didn't need to be worrying.
I'm not getting as much as I get at Hoover's, but I'm making like 23 bucks an hour now.
And I see that he has survived without Hoover's. So maybe things are picking up. My starting date for school is August 30th, and this is August 6th, and I don't know if I've been accepted yet by the state. So in the meantime, I'm supposed to look for a job.
The research shows two things. They tend to go a much longer period without a job than they had initially anticipated. And secondly, when they do find jobs, they not only pay less, but they carry a lot less status.
I know some of the women let go the year before I was are having a very tough time getting a job because of their age. I had no desire to do anything else or go anywhere else. My life was Hoover's, and that's where I wanted to continue to work.
The state said, you know, we're going to retrain you. And they said, what do you want to be, a welder or an auto body technician? I said, neither. I want to be a nurse. Oh, no, you don't want to do that. So I said, well, the hell with you. I'm going to do it myself.
Jeff Ring came into the school one day and asked for an application. He had a ponytail and facial hair, and he had a t-shirt and his jeans on.
Which I can see where you don't want this guy as a nurse, particularly. I mean, no. This is not acceptable for male Altman nursing students, which is fine with me. I just cut my ponytail off and trimmed up to the corporate goatee, and that's it. Now I'm this version.
All right, everyone have a quiz. You may begin.
I'm sure that just about everybody that heard about it assumed that I'd be flunked out of the program in the first 6 months. I'm sure that they didn't think I was going to stick with it. When you work at the steel foundry, you don't even talk to anybody else for hours at a time. You're just in your own head. I should have been doing something in the medical field a long time ago. Actually, I'm participating in society for a change.
From Philips comes the only flat TV with built-in ambient light technology, which changes color with whatever you're watching, so you are completely surrounded by the experience. A new Philips flat TV with Ambilight.
Canon helps you realize the potential of every day. From seamlessly integrating the paper and digital worlds, to the introduction of affordable quality color, to the ability to share documents and ideas. Canon helps people work the way they need to, so the end of your day is as good as the beginning.
The same year my little girl got married, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. But I wasn't going to let that stop me from enjoying my granddaughter.
If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis, call now to receive important information about Remicade. Remicade can change the course of rheumatoid arthritis by helping to stop further joint damage as it relieves pain and stiffness. Your doctor will use Remicade with methotrexate. Call now to receive information about what you can do to help stop further joint damage.
Remicade is not for everyone. Many people with heart failure shouldn't take Remicade. Remicade can lower resistance to infection. Your doctor should assess your risk of infection, and you should alert your doctor to any signs such as fever, fatigue, cough, or the flu. Serious events, some fatal, have been reported with Remicade, including infections such as tuberculosis and blood disorders. Nervous system disorders and lymphoma have also occurred. Remicade infusions may cause serious allergic reactions, including hives, trouble breathing, and low blood pressure.
Call now to find out how Remicade can change the course of RA for you.
CNN Tonight, Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton.
I do provide a lot of copulary, as you know. People are constantly speculating about me and my life.
Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton on her past, present, and future. Only on Larry King Live, CNN Tonight, 9 Eastern.
We now return to CNN Presents Company Town.
The very first decision we have to make in producing the yearbook is to come up with a theme that is appropriate to this year.
I don't know about you guys, but like when people from other schools ask me about my school and I say it's Hoover High School, yes, it is actually named after the Hoover Company. I think that losing the Hoover Company is part of our identity.
The theme that they have decided on is identity crisis. You have an identity crisis. Do we want doom and gloom throughout the whole book?
Rather than it's being doom and gloom, I think it's more about we're going to kind of reinvent ourselves. We're not going to be all down and out about the Hoover Company leaving.
I don't know if it's my generation, but a crisis is so dramatic, and that's what they like about it.
If you say identity crisis, they're going to know what you're talking about.
This was last year's yearbook. Because our school is tied into the Hoover Company, it makes a turning point, a time of adjustment, a time of change. Do any more brainstorming? Turning point, identity,
crisis.
High school is a time of change. It's a time of discovering who you are. Okay, you can do it. Yay! Well, you're taking the phone calls, Heather. Identifying who you are and who you're going to become.
When a company town shuts down the plants, the young people are put to a choice. Try to get a middle-class job, and that means leaving, or stay with the community and family you've always known. If they want to keep those community ties and those family ties, they run the risk of forfeiting their place in the middle class.
My name is Amy King, and I'm a senior at Hoover High School.
Right.
For our newspaper, which is called The Viking Views, I am the co-editor-in-chief.
It's an hour early. This is not a good thing.
Yeah, we got another dollar.
Today is the first issue.
Yeah, that's all them.
Look at our table of contents. Amy, so good. It's just something that I really enjoy doing. I don't feel like it's work at all. Like how you guys are making little groups, like that's cute. Like do something like that. As far as the future goes, I know everyone says the job market, you know, you can't get a job.
I'm going to take a lot, so just stay there.
A lot of my friends have ambitious goals. I don't think people really want a blue-collar type of jobs. And I also know a lot of adults are losing their jobs, so obviously it's going to be harder for the younger generation to find jobs at all. It's stressful to think about it.
I'm about to fall asleep.
After high school, I see Amy going to college. I don't think Amy will come back to this area.
Are you on the ballot?
My name is Aaron Miller. I'm a senior at Hoover High School. My nickname is AC. Amy is, I would probably consider her my best friend. We're like, I don't know, brother and sister.
Oh, I'm not telling my votes. I voted for AC for Homecoming King because I think that AC is a good representation of our senior class. Homecoming game, and we are very much the underdog in this game, so if we win, it would be really cool. My family has lived in North Canton for their whole lives. My dad went to Hoover High School as well.
How much you want?
He's worked for Timken and for the Hoover Company also. We're considering moving because of the real estate value. We don't know where it's going to be in a few years with the Hoover Company. If it's not going to be here, then it might not be as easy to sell your house. It's kind of my impression that when people are graduating from high school nowadays as compared to my dad's generation, that people aren't really looking for what they can do in their own community.
Not that many people who've graduated here are actually staying here now. I think I might stick around this area because like my family's around here and that's like all my family's ever done.
There goes Aaron now. Hopefully we can stop him on this drive.
My dad, he's a different character.
Hey.
He's known as the mayor of Greentown because everyone really knows him.
Come on, defense, get him!
He rebuilds alternators, starters, and generators for people who want them custom built. I see myself doing something in business, possibly business management. Maybe I'll take over my dad's business.
Great effort, guys, great effort.
That's a possibility.
You did well. Who's doing my hair?
Tonight is Homecoming 2004. My dad is bringing a hay wagon, and about 20 kids are going to get all dressed up and get on it. There's supposed to be 2 guys coming, but hopefully they don't show.
I hope they have opportunities to go to good colleges and have jobs available, especially in our community. So if some of them want to come back here and live and raise their family here like I did, then maybe they have an opportunity to do that. I think that would be great.
More and more of the middle class is finding they can't pass on to their children the same place and the same security. A young person today can't count on having a place in the middle class.
I think Aaron will probably go into the service industry, something like what I did. It'll have to go to the service industry because good jobs just aren't, you just don't do like it was years ago. The job security just isn't there. So I hope he stays in the area because I love the guy.
Everything that we have is really nice, and with the loss of jobs, like people having to move away and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to say that we won't have nice things anymore, but that's what's scary about it.
Thanksgiving night, Anderson Cooper returns to Hurricane Alley. Hurricanes 2004, a 360 special, Thanksgiving, 7 Eastern.
Time Warner Digital Cable lets you watch what you want, when you want. Roadrunner High-Speed Online lets you get online at speeds up to 70 times faster than dial-up and up to twice as fast as DSL standard package. Let Time Warner Cable put time on your side.
Save on Roadrunner today. Get free installation plus only $29.95 a month for your first 6 months. Call now.
Time Warner Cable. Now anything's possible.
When his hometown needed him, Chris Vaughn answered the call.
I'm gonna fix this town.
Now he's laying down the law. Stand up. Fight back.
This is my town.
Order anytime, and it's yours for 24 hours.
Where did you learn that? Cops. That's a good show.
Order Walking Tall.
Don't miss this movie. Tune to channel 1056 and watch now. Movies on demand, only from Time Warner Cable.
Time Warner Cable. Now anything's possible.
The
The City of Akron Recreation Bureau and 98.1 WKDD present the 18th Annual Welcome Santa Holiday Parade, Saturday, November 27th. Come see Santa, the best in marching bands, drill teams, costumed characters, and floats. Join in the holiday spirit on Saturday, November 27th at noon on Main Street in downtown Akron. The Welcome Santa Holiday Parade is brought to you by the City of Akron Recreation Bureau. Call 330-375-2835.
Ho, ho, ho! Election, Larry King, CNN Monday, 9 Eastern.
We now return to CNN Presents Company Town.
There are a lot of folks in this area that are thinking that Canton, may not be the place that they need to be. But that's really not the full story. I mean, we see here every day we have employers calling us, they have job openings.
You can come in and sign in.
The downside is, as we're making increases on that side, we're also having more layoffs occur. So we haven't reached the point where we have more job openings than we have layoffs.
All these folks are here this morning to apply for a general labor job paying $10 an hour. I would think it's normal for what people will take now. There's no more, I'd say, $20 an hour jobs for general labor like maybe factories had or steel industry had before. So a lot of folks are going to be taking a cut. Just sign in and grab an application and a pen.
The red bag is for my Tuesday and Thursday classes. What an experience school is. My brown bag is for Monday and Wednesday classes because there's so many books and they're so big. If I had my choice, I would be working and I would start classes 1 or 2 at a time, not taking 6 classes at one time. I don't know how these skinny little girls carry these book bags. I'm up till 2 and 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning almost every night doing homework. So far I've gotten 2 C's. But I passed, so that's the way you have to look at it. Here's my paper. She wanted us to write on something that has impacted our lives. Here's my corrected version of my paper. Losing my job at the Hoover Company has had a major impact on my life in many different ways. I'm so overwhelmed with everything that you have to learn. I was content and felt safe where I was. Why make changes at my age? There is security in having jobs within the medical field. That's where the growth is. Now I think about, we've put so much into it. I don't want to move. I don't want to lose the house. And I will do anything in my power to keep it.
We are not just 1 or 2 companies. It doesn't mean that the world has stopped because Timken or Hoover has made a decision. This is really what I call the last sore thumb of downtown. You have to learn to accept change. And so those people that were raised in a manufacturing family will probably have to change the direction that they go in the next 10 to 15 years. And what my dream is to see some retail, because we'd like to get some people back downtown. I've got to give them hope. I've got to give them good housing stock. I've got to give them a good tax base, and I've got to give them jobs. That's what I have to give them, hope.
Try not to squeeze you too hard.
Well, do what you have to do.
When I was working at the steel foundry, I was usually injured in some kind of serious manner, and I got to be a patient. And I have a very clear idea what good nursing care is all about. It was just a little bit higher than this morning. You might be worried about your test. So it's very easy for me to make that transition from one side of the clipboard to the other. I'll be watching you.
Jeff's going to stay with you. Okay?
Thank you, Jeff.
Sure. She has a possible coronary artery blockage. We noticed that she had a little bit of an elevation in her vital signs, so we thought maybe it'd be better for me to come down and she'd have a familiar face down here. How you doing? As familiar as I am to her after 5 hours. You got nothing to worry about.
I hope not.
They're going to do all the work. You don't have to do anything.
Oh, I know.
I think I have a fine rapport with her. I like my patient. I like all my patients.
What's up, Jimmy?
I was told that the one guy didn't want me to be his nurse.
Yeah, I'll be a nurse here for 4 months.
Which I can't expect the guys that knew me. You know, they're picturing me up on top of a casting and beating the crap out of it. You know, and they're thinking, oh yeah, I want that guy putting an IV in me. I'm looking forward to graduation. Then I take state boards 3 or 4 weeks later, and I'm an RN, just like I planned. I interviewed with the emergency department at Altman Hospital where I'm going to school, and it looks like they will probably have a position for me after the first of the year when I pass my state boards. It's almost twice as much as I can make at the steel foundry right now. And see, I didn't flunk out yet. I feel that once I finally become employed, promise not to jump out.
Okay. Did you have this on the phone?
Then I'll work as long as I want to because there's a huge need for it. One of the best things that ever happened to me was the foundry closing down. It just didn't look like it at the time. Or I would have never done this.
In 1933, the Magazine of Wall Street predicted that the Timken Company, the steel and bearing manufacturer, would ride out the storm of the Great Depression, and Timken did. 70 years later, Timken and Stark County, Ohio, are trying to ride it out again. The facts of life in a company town in America today. And that's it for this edition of CNN Presents. I'm Aaron Brown. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
CNN Presents brings you the world. Week after week, storytelling that separates fact from fiction. CNN Presents, daring to look below the surface. This is the death chamber. At the most compelling issues of our times.
We will remain in Iraq as long as necessary, and not a day more.
The award-winning documentary series, CNN Presents, Sunday 8 Eastern on CNN.
There she is over there. 72, 73, something like that. And she got some of that dust off there. Susan used to drive that car. I think she was going to come back for it. Oh, wait.
No luxury brand holds its value better than BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Now for a limited time, lease the 2005 BMW 325i for $299 a month.
Nobody sees the long hours, the late nights, the flashes of brilliance, the moments of doubt. They just see the results. This is the moment of truth. To find out how a Savin document management system can connect you to success, go to savin.com. Now you're ready.
We see doctors. We see explorers and artists. We stand in awe of kids and their potential. It's what inspires us to create software that helps them reach it.
I'm ready to fight my cancer.
I'm ready to begin chemotherapy.
I really am ready because I'm going to take Neulasta right from the start to help protect me from infection.
Chemotherapy can reduce your white blood cell count and increase your risk of infection, which could put your treatment on hold. But Neulasta is a white blood cell booster that can help restore your white blood cell count to reduce your risk of infection. And with a sufficient white blood cell count, your doctor may have a better chance of giving you your chemo on schedule, which doctors agree is the first step to success. Neulasta is for most cancer patients receiving strong chemotherapy. In rare cases, splenic rupture or serious allergic reactions have been reported. Report abdominal or shoulder pain or any allergic reaction to your doctor immediately. The most common side effect of this injection is mild to moderate bone pain.
I'm ready to start.
I'm ready to fight.
I'm ready, thanks to Neulasta.
Ask your doctor about Neulasta and how you can be ready for chemotherapy.
Every night at 10, whip around the world with Aaron Brown for the day's top stories.
London and Moscow.
The Whip. One more reason to count on Newsnight with Aaron Brown. CNN Monday, 10 Eastern.
Tonight, Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton, her first live primetime interview since the election. From Little Rock, Arkansas, the William Jefferson Clinton Presidential Center, Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton is next on Larry King Live.
After we deplaned this afternoon and came up that little road from the airport and see that center lit up tonight, and we had a little private tour, you must be flipped.
Oh, I am so proud, Larry. And, you know, my husband's worked on this now for, about 6 years, and he's been involved in every aspect of the design and planning, and it exceeded my highest expectations.
It's beautiful. Hands-on, right?
Yeah, very hands-on. And you know what is so important about it is that, number one, it's a beautiful building, as you saw, and it's a metaphor. It is the bridge to the 21st century, which of course was his, great slogan when he was running. And it also is open and airy and light, and it kind of conveys the sense of openness in our government. And then inside, someone said today it was the first museum of the 21st century. It's so technologically advanced. I mean, literally you can go, as you saw today, and
push the buttons and get everything.
Get everything. I mean, if you want to know what happened on, June 1st, 1997, you punch the button. If you want to know if Larry King is somewhere in the library,
I'm in a lot.
You're in, I know.
Interviews,
yep, they're
dates
all
and
there.
schedules.
And so it tells the story, the full, comprehensive history of the Clinton administration, and it's both moving and exciting and informative, and I just could not be happier.
And you're going to have some opening here tomorrow.
Yes.
You got President Bush,
right?
Former President Bush, President Carter, Gerald Ford a little under the weather.
Right,
So
unfortunately.
3 former presidents with your husband, the current president.
Exactly.
You're going to have ceremonies.
Right, we're going to have heads of state, former heads of state. It is just an overwhelming event. But I think that tomorrow is especially important because it's one of those rituals in American politics. We just went through a very difficult and divisive election, but we're all going to be there together, 2 Democrats, 2 Republicans, talking about the future.
Almost half the Congress.
Well, there's a huge number of senators and Congress members coming. And what I like is the symbolic aspect of it, because I remember when Bill was president and we went to former President Bush's library opening in Texas. There's just something very reassuring that despite our differences, no matter how partisan times can be, that we all remember that we're all part of this history and we have to do the best we can.
We're going to get back to it a little later. First, how is the president?
Well, he is doing fine.
We're in the same club.
I know you are. And you remember that you gain your strength steadily but slowly. So I think he'd be the first to say he's not back up to 100%. But his doctors say he's doing fine. He certainly is feeling well, but he just doesn't yet have that incredible, Clinton tirelessness that I've known for 31 years.
Is he revved up for this?
Oh, he's so excited by it. And he's also really gratified. I mean, so many people contributed. I mean, there are more than 100,000 contributors to the library. There are people who are coming from all over the world to be here. And it is his effort to try to really keep the conversation going about what sort of country we want to have. And that's what he believes in. That's what he loves.
And he saves everything, right? Because I think every letter ever written to President Clinton is here.
I think that it's darn close. And in part because he became president at the very beginning of the information age, email, when Bill was...
Cell phones boomed.
Exactly. When Bill was elected, there were, I think, 50 sites on the World Wide Web. By the time he left, there were 50 million sites. And so the explosion in information and the archives, which is the formal repository of all of the documents and the artifacts, is just overwhelmed by everything there. And so we're going to have a lot of rotating exhibits.
You toured it with Chelsea today, right?
Yes, we
What
did.
does his daughter think?
She loves it. You know, I mean, she is much more attuned than I am to the technology. So she thought the way that the exhibits were presented, well, you saw some of the almost ticker tape descriptions of what was happening, the videos everywhere.
It's very 21st century.
Very 21st century.
And everything's covered. The impeachment's covered. Lewinsky's covered. I mean, they don't. You get a full history of Clinton, warts and all.
Yep. Yep.
And
I like to think, you know, all the good, you know, all of the good progress that was made in those 8 years, what he really stood for, the peace and the prosperity, the, you know, putting people first, you know, whatever one wants to say about my husband, everybody knows that he really deeply cared about the American people, and he did try to do what he could to improve their, you know, chances in life.
We'll get back to the library in a while. Major story today in the New York Times, saying in essence, Senator Clinton has decided to run for re-election in 2006, and a lot of key advisors are saying, don't do that, because if you run for the Senate in 2006, you can't run for the presidency in 2008. It's too close together. What will you tell the people in New York? So let's hear it from the horse's mouth.
Well, I have said I'm, you know, looking forward to and intending to run for re-election. I do provide a lot of copulary, as you know. People